Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. Tonight we are on the campus of Benilde-St. Margaret's High School, bringing you 6 AAA quarter final volleyball featuring the Orono Spartans taking on the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. And this is the beginning of the playoff season for volleyball in 2024. The Red Knights coming in as the number 3rd seed in Section 6 AAA, and the Orono Spartans come in the number 6 seed. We're about to begin, and this is a seed-laden tournament. My name is Robert Christensen, and we're off. And the first serve by Sydney Friedley is in for an ace serve, and it's 1-0 Red Knights, just like that. Both these teams met earlier in the year, but not that long ago on October 9th. The Red Knights won in a very competitive match, 3 games to 2, and now the Red Knights on their second serve with a 1-0 lead here, and there is Avery Minor with the left, and now the double hit. No, it wasn't. Now Orono, the spike, tipped at the net. Now the set by Friedley to the near side, and the dink shot by number 10 for the Red Knights. Sailor Friedley gives the Red Knights a 2-0 lead early on, and here's that replay and a beautiful set. She took a little something off of it, didn't she? That made that point go through. Now, point number 3 for the Red Knights, and the kill shot at the net. Number 7, that was Cullen Winter, the senior for Orono, gets them on the board. Our score 2-1 here. Early on, again, Section AAA quarterfinals, section tournament. Now Orono's number 12, that's Baylor Gleason, the sophomore, and she gets the ace to tie it up. And despite their disparate records, Orono coming in 9-14 on the year, Red Knights 16-12. They're ranked 8th or 9th in the state, the Red Knights, taking on Orono, but this might be a very competitive match based on their last one. Now, that shot out of bounds by number 2, Sydney Friedley, and now Orono takes a 1-point lead. So this may be one of those situations where, despite the records, the opposite, some teams just match up well against other teams. This might be the situation for the Red Knights. So they've got their work cut out tonight. Now the kill shot by number 10 for the Red Knights. That was Sailor Friedley. Now Sydney back to her sister Sailor, and that combination works. It's tied at 3, and now Sailor Friedley back on the service line as she accepts that ball as it gets. Look at the smile as the ball came back to her and bounced off that back law. That brought the smile, and that one goes long on Sailor Friedley. So a lot of adrenaline here, especially for this Red Knight team. Even though they're ranked, they're very young, they're very talented, and they're gonna have to measure that with the intensity of playoff volleyball. Now Avery Minor, great shot there, but the Orono Spartans are there to take care of it, and look at that shot by number 8 for the Spartans. That's Adela Schoholm with that left-handed hammer, and beats, and just, oh, that looked out on the replay, did it not? And it was out, and it was called out. So despite that great play, it was out of bounds. Point to the Red Knights. We're tied at 4. Now the set to the near side, or the far side, I should say. Nice bump. Now the set to the quick shot, also out of bounds by Avery Minor. So early observation, Red Knights are getting great sets and opportunities for kills, but they are sending them long. I do believe that's with the adrenaline, that it's playoff volleyball. Loser goes home for the rest of the year, and that's a different kind of pressure than during the regular season, and right there the Red Knights tied up at 5. Okay, they're gonna go best of 5. Now back to serve for the Red Knights. That's number 8, Avery Minor. She's already a college recruiting target, and there is one reason why. Great serve by her, puts the Red Knights up at home, 6-5. And again, they're the number 3 seed, and they also have Delano also a ranked team, and Northfield. And there's Avery Minor, finds that corner deep to the right side, and she's got 2 points for the positive for the Red Knights. They're up 7-5, and she'll get another opportunity. Just a freshman right there, number 8. She looks side, gives that nod of confidence, delivers that serve. Tip, and that is going to be a point as there's an infraction at the net by number 10 for the Oronos. That is Ray Pierce, the senior. And now Avery Minor back to serve for her 4th consecutive point. Just over the net. Nice save there by number 8, Adela Schoholm. Now Avery Minor, another digs that one out. The kill shot by number 12 was Kincaid, and the point to the Red Knights. They now lead by 4, all because of Avery Minor, number 8, right there, the freshman, digging in at the service line. She goes long and just out, but not by much. But a good run by Avery Minor and the Red Knights from the service line. Turns the ball over. They lead 9-6. Now back to serve for the Orono Spartans. That's number 8, Adela Schoholm, the senior. The lefty delivers the serve. It's in. Minor to Sydney Friedley. Tried to tip it over. And that's going to be a point for the Spartans. Minor didn't control that bump as much as she would have liked. A little too close to the net. Sydney Friedley couldn't do a lot with it. That resulted in the point, and you've got to give credit to that woman right there, number 8, Adela Schoholm. It was a great serve. Now she's going to serve it up again. The jump serve, no spin, and wow. Adela Schoholm, the senior, having her way from the service line. She certainly looks confident and knows what she's doing. Now she's going to go for her 3rd consecutive point, the jump serve. And there, the Red Knights could not handle it very well. Nice save at the net by Sydney Friedley. And now, this time, the infraction on the Spartans at the net gives the point and the service rights to the Red Knights. But what a great start here for this quarterfinal matchup. And for Adela Schoholm, number 8 for the Spartans, shows her prowess at the service line. Brings the Spartans within 2, but now back to serve is Sela Link, number 12, or excuse me, that was number 5, Sela Link. Now Sailor Friedley delivers the kill shot. Red Knights lead 11-8. Sela Link will get a 2nd opportunity. If you were with us last week, we brought you the Red Knights versus the St. Louis Park Orioles. It was an epic match as Sela Link puts that one in the net and gives a point, and the ball back to Orono and back to serve for the Spartans. Number 9, that's Amelia Hawley, the senior. Still very competitive here. Now with the whistle, the jump serve, back row, 2nd row. Avery Minor, now Sailor Friedley plays defense, an opportunity for the Spartans. And there they don't get the set they needed. Now a chance from the 2nd row. That was Avery Minor. She took just a little bit off that left-handed shot, didn't she? Just great instinct. She could have delivered it, and she went, no, I'm just gonna touch it. And she saw that opening despite the dive, save. You can't teach that kind of talent, just that recognition in midair to take a little bit off that. Now the serve, this time by number 21 for the Red Knights. That's Ava Jackson. Now Link. Sydney Friedley delivers the kill shot, but in the back row, that was number 8, Schoholm with the save. Now Sydney to Sailor. She tips it. Schoholm. Now they tried to play it on a target to Avery Minor. She saved it. Now the Spartans have it. Best rally of the night right here. Ava Jackson, near side. Sailor Friedley delivers the kill shot, but I want to give credit to Ava Jackson. That was an incredible set from the bump. Yeah, you look at Sailor. She can't believe it. It was a great set, and it wasn't even in the normal way that you do a set, which is from your chest up. She bumped that set. That takes incredible skill. All that point goes to Ava Jackson. And now the serve by Ava Jackson into the net. Gives the ball right back to the Orono Spartans. Back to serve. Checking into the match for the Spartans is number 2. That is Haley Hansen, the senior, and she's feeling the adrenaline, and that goes long. Point to the Red Knights. We're more than halfway through. There is Sydney Friedley. Quickly moves on the serve. Now the set, a beautiful chance for Orono, and the block at the net. In on that block was Jocelyn Hawkinson along with Avery Miner. Now the kill shot, well executed by number 7. That is Cullen Winter, the senior. And the set right there, beautifully executed by number 12 for the Spartans. That was Baylor Gleason. As they are hanging with these Red Knights, 3 points down, 14-11. Now to serve, number 12, Baylor Gleason, the sophomore. Now Sydney to Saylor, and the bump off the net, and the ball has not come down. So that I have never seen. So at this gymnasium, they have a net that comes down to divide the arena or the gymnasium when they're having 2 separate events on either side, and the ball is still stuck up there. All right, Saylor Friedley with a 15-11 lead, and a nice save by number 12, Gleason. Now Avery Miner delivers it, and the block at the net by number 7 and number 3. That's Cullen Winter and Rachel Johnson. Stop the rising star, Avery Miner. Wow, this is big time volleyball here, 15-12. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Now to serve, that is Ashley East-Hogg. Now Sydney behind the back, and I wasn't sure who that was to, and I don't think neither did they. Good set though. Nobody home for the Red Knights. Gives the point to the Spartans. 15-13. Fast moving first game here. Now Sydney to the near side. Hawkinson goes to the far corner. Well-placed shot. Spartans in the second row couldn't handle it. And that's going to give the 16th point to the Red Knights. And back to serve, number 18, the junior, Jocelyn Hawkinson. And these Orono Spartans are playing well. I'm quite surprised that their overall record is 9-14. Now Hawkinson. And that sails long. Point to the Spartans. They're down just 2. And as I indicated earlier, these 2 teams played maybe a week and a half ago, and it was 3-2. They went the full distance, 5 games. Now Hawkinson from the near side, or no, that was Kincaid. And the kill shot from the front row from the Spartans gives them their 14th point. They remain down 3. Here's that replay. And it looked there was some indecision there on the front row by the Spartans. And now the ace by the Red Knights, and they are now within 6 of the victory in game 1. Timeout by head coach Abby Perrin for the Spartans and coach Michael Becker for the Red Knights. Will get on his customary knee. I really like how he addresses his team when he gets down to one knee. It's a good way to communicate at their level. And I don't think he has a lot to say. His team is cruising. They got a 4-point lead. They just need to close it out here. It's hard to imagine. I'm not a volleyball coach, what he'd be saying, but this Red Knight team, keep an eye on these folks over the next couple years, especially even this year. They're so young, sophomores and freshmen, and they're already ranked in the top 10. I actually cut it out of the newspaper and forgot to bring it tonight, but Northfield is ranked in the top 10 and Delano is ranked in the top 10. So whoever comes out of this bracket to the state tournament is going to be well tested and will have a legitimate run at the state tournament trophy at that tournament, and the Red Knights might be that team. They are getting better every moment. They're so young. Now Avery Minor. Spartans, great set, blocked at the net. Spartans saved it, out of bounds. But they are a never say die team, aren't they? But what a great block at that net by the Red Knights. And then the Orono Spartans had a response and they almost put it in. Now Avery Minor, back row, second row. Now behind to Schoholm. She is a talent, isn't she? Number 8. Right here. Look at the behind the back set. And the launch angle by Schoholm. Can't beat that. 19-15 though. Spartans are gonna have to come from behind. What a nice dig by Ava Jackson. Now Minor from the second row delivers with enough power to the Spartans' second row. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle the power of Avery Minor. That one sails out of bounds, and now back to serve. That's number 5, Sela Link, also a freshman. How good is this team gonna be in 3 years? It could be scary. There might be a few state tournament victories for this team. Not to put pressure on them, but they could be that good. There's Sailor Friedley again, out of bounds. You know, you've got to be good when you're laughing when you don't get the point. That is confidence. And they are having fun, aren't they? Which is really what it's all about. All right, there's number 9, Amelia Hawley, the senior. Set, near side by Jackson. Sailor Friedley this time, she gets it to go. There's great joy in playing this sport. Maybe more than any sport I've witnessed or participated in myself. It is really an exhilarating sport to play, and you can see it on these girls' faces, can't you? All right, now the set, near side, great kill attempt by number 3, Rachel Johnson for the Spartans, and this time Avery Minor, I think she mistimed her jump just a little bit. She was in between row 1 and row 2. I was watching college volleyball this weekend for a few minutes, and I learned a new term. They call the back row the second row, at least on that broadcast, so I like that term. I'm gonna use it. All right, now Sailor Friedley gets it to go. It was blocked partially at the net. Finds its way in. She had a good enough trajectory to score that, and now the Red Knights are 3 points from the victory, and they lead by 5. Sydney Friedley, sophomore. In. Set was off on that. Now, that was Minor. Chance for Orono with a good kill shot, and they got it from number 3, Rachel Johnson, a sophomore herself. Timed that perfectly. I think that allowed or affected the jump on the block attempt by the Red Knights, because she took a little bit off of it and they mistimed it, and that's why she got that point, in my opinion. Near side, Sailor Friedley took something off that. She saw Schoholm for the Spartans. Now that kill shot, it's in. Oh, the referee on the chair overruled it, if I saw that correctly. Let's see here. There's the set to Johnson. And no one touched it. Actually, they're going to give the point to the Spartans. 23-18, Red Knights 2 points from the victory. That's deep to the second row to Sela Link. To the near side, Avery Minor. Oh, and Minor played it. And it was out of bounds. I think she knew it. Orono Spartans now find themselves just down by 2. We got a timeout by the Red Knights. Coach Michael Becker doesn't want to take a chance here, as the Spartans are now just within 2 of tying this up, and they are only 5 points from the victory. So it's almost, in some respects, virtually tied, just because if you miss a serve, you give the point to the other side. Which, when I played volleyball in our backyard, that wasn't the rule. If you had to, you could only score if you had the serve. But we'd be here all night if that were the case. So, yeah, it used to be, maybe it used to be like that in organized high school volleyball. And like I said, when we'd have people over to our house, we'd put up a volleyball net in our backyard. We'd play, and that was the rule. We would play with families and cousins. But I think we'd be here another hour, and I think it's a good rule, you know, put the serve in play. And if you don't, you give the other side a point. All right, 22-20 here, back to serve. Baylor Gleason, sophomore. If she gets hot, the Spartans could pull this out here late in game one. All right, the referees just out of your picture there on the near side. He went over to the other side. Now he's talking. There you can see him in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Okay, we're all set. I'm not sure what that was about, but we're about to begin. Gleason with the serve. It's in. Sydney to Saylor. They're sisters, if you didn't guess. And they are, what's the boy band, NSYNC? They are NSYNC. Those two. 23-20. Now Saylor back to serve. She'll occupy that near side of the service line, goes to the corner, high into the rafters. Comes down safely. Now Sydney, Ava Jackson, near side. That's going to be number 12, Kincaid. Chance for Orono. They dink it. Sydney. Now Jackson. Avery Minor blocked at the net. Big time point by the Spartans. That was number 7 and number 3. Cullen Winter, number 7. Number 3, Rachel Johnson, with a huge block on Avery Minor. Spartans now down 2. Red Knights, 2 from the victory. And we're only in game 1. There's a reason why they went 3-2 in their first matchup, and this is why. Here's Ashley Ishog with the serve. Back row, Sydney near side. Avery Minor blocked at the net. Wide open court in the second row. Nobody home for the Red Knights. Brings the Spartans within 1. And they are slowly coming back. There was nobody home in that back row. All right, again to serve, Ashley Ishog. That went long. I think it was going to go in. Good decision to play it. Now they place it. Near side, kill shot, good. And we're tied. Amelia Hawley, number 9, gets that one to go. We're tied at 23. And now a timeout on the court by Michael Becker. Wow, this is only the quarterfinal match in this 6-3A volleyball section tournament. This might as well be the state tournament if you ask me. You've got 3 ranked teams, and Orono is not one of them. And they are pushing the Red Knights at home to the brink. 23-23. And now we get to look at the crowd here. Wow, good entertainment. Lots of people talking. There's some nail biting going on across the way. The Red Knight fans over there. I'm on the opposite side. There's some Orono fans here to my right. Student section. They've been vocal. All right, here we go. Basically, we just could have said, let's just play to 2. First one wins. All right, back to serve. Again, Ashley Ishog. She's been serving. This comeback goes deep. Jackson couldn't handle it very well. Could be a chance with a good set for the Spartans. They have to play defense. Now a chance for Sydney Friedley. Gives it to Avery Minor. And that's tipped at the net, out of bounds. Point to the Red Knights, and we're at game point. Back to serve to try to seal the deal in game 1 is number 18, Jocelyn Hawkinson, student section for the Red Knights. Actually, it is them that are here to my right. No Orono fans. Oh, there's a few to the left. Serve in. Chance here, blocked at the net. Now to Shoholm. She's their ace. She finds the opening. We're tied at 24. Do they have to win by 2, Paul? I can't remember. We're at 24-24. This could be game point unless you got to win by 2. Oh my goodness, Saylor did not do a nice job on that one as much as she would have liked, but they saved it. Now, Spartans near side, Schoholm! Nice save by Sydney Friedley. Now, the set for Miner. Near side, far side, kill shot into the net. Gives the Red Knights point 25, and they do have to win by 2 because there's no celebration. Now we have game point, the first one of this game, and there is the freshman Avery Miner. She's already a college recruit, gets it in. Wastes no time. Near side, not a great set, but they find the opening as a diving Saylor Friedley couldn't save it. That is like a seeing eye ball, and we're tied at 25, so we got to win by 2. If you thought this was going to be 3 and out for either team, think again. There is their best player, number 8, Adela Schoholm, gets it in. Saylor handles it well. Near side, Kincaid, the bump to the front row. Jackson, Sydney Friedley decides to take the shot. What are we talking about here? There's discrepancies. Now the referee's gonna come across. The student section to my right is on their feet. Chaos is ensuing. There is the linesman, or the right there in the white shirt. There are the referees. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Now you've got the flag person on the other side, so we've got a committee meeting over here, and we're tied at 25. Are the Red Knights gonna get the point? And they do. Schoholm, I looked over at my left corner of eyes. She mouthed words that would indicate she disagreed. Okay, it hit the net there. I'm not sure what the issue was, but I know this. It's 26-25. Second game point for the Red Knights. Orono, not a great bump. And on that serve by Sela Link, the Red Knights pull out game 1, 27-25. So after one game complete, Red Knights lead. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us. Stay with us for game 2.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you could save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. And just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location, bringing you Section 3A Tournament Volleyball. Red Knights, if you're just joining us, lead 1-0 on a very exciting first game. They've played once before. It went to 5 games in the match, and now the Spartans, they've got to feel encouraged here as they almost pulled that game out. The Red Knights held on for that victory. I think that would be a fair assessment. And now we're going to begin game 2, and back to serve for the Spartans. That's number 2, excuse me, Haley Hansen, and she gets that first one to go. So good start here for the Spartans. Even though they lost game 1, they've got to feel confident that they can somehow stay in this with the Red Knights. All right, now the serve by Sydney Friedley. They win. They lead 1-0. Now Sydney to Saylor, her sister. Nice block at the net by number 7, Cullen Winter for the Spartans. Now the bump, Avery Minor. Beautifully bumped there on the back row by Rachel Johnson for the Spartans. I can't believe they only have 9 wins and 14 losses the way they're playing here tonight. It blows my mind. All right, that kill shot by Saylor Friedley goes long, and we're tied at 1. And there you can see Coach Abby Perrin and for the Spartans, and there is number 12 for Orono, Baylor Gleason, also a sophomore. Sela Link can't handle that. She sets up the Spartans number 3, Rachel Johnson, for an easy kill shot. And the Spartans take an early lead here, 2-1. They're down 1-0 in the best of 5. Back to serve, number 12, Baylor Gleason. Jump serve, near side, Saylor Friedley to Sydney, back to Saylor! The block at the net, out of bounds, point, Red Knights, they tie it up. There was a big block there on that near side, but they couldn't control the block and keep it in. Now there's Saylor. Saylor Friedley, great serve off the I-beam on the rafters, and the Orono Spartans play it well. Now Sydney to the near side to Kincaid, and the block at the net by number 7, Cullen Winter, and number 8, Adela Shoholm, both seniors. Look at that, patting each other on the back. You know, you think about your high school years, if you played sports, those two, they played together for 10 years, maybe even longer, how long they've known each other. And the synergy, those relationships are so much fun and special at the high school level, and there you can see it on display for the Spartans. Now the kill shot by number 18, Jocelyn Hawkinson. Answers right back, and we're tied at 3, and that was a great set by Sydney Friedley. She just put the right height on that. You know, if you put them up really high, it does give the person that's going to attempt the kill shot a chance to get into position, but it also gives the defense a chance to be in position to defend it. So those quick sets work well, and now the Spartans answer back. And even though it's not on your screen right now, I will remind you the records of these teams: 16 and 12 BSM, 9 and 16 for the Spartans. And these two teams are evenly matched right there. There's number 8, Shoholm. Yeah, it is, it's like, I can't compare what it's like to make a point at the block or on a kill shot. I think a dunk in basketball might approximate it. Now Sydney Friedley behind the back to Avery Minor, and she just missed with that big left hand, the freshman. Oh wow, I'd almost like to slow that down, and maybe it may have caught the line, but it was called out. Now Sydney does the quick. How brilliant is that? One of the things you need to have in any sport, but especially here, is peripheral vision. So she's looking at the ball, but she saw that soft spot, and she made up her mind in mid-activity to make that happen. That one goes long on the Spartans. They give the point back to the Red Knights, but they lead 6-5 here. Throw the records out the door here when these two teams play. It is even Steven. All right, now the set near side. Oh, the mistimed jump by number 10. That was Ray Pierce, the senior. It looked like a good set, just mistimed it. We're tied at 6. All right, Avery Minor now finds the area. She really does have, well, all these girls have extraordinary talent. And the only reason why I mention Avery Minor is I've been told by a fan who whispered in my ear, came over to the table here a couple matches ago, that she is already being recruited by college players, or college recruits. And there is the kill shot at the net. It goes off the block by Sydney Friedley. She was there along with Sophia Black, who's checked in number 16, and the Spartans now tied up at 7. And we're gonna be here for 5 games, it feels like, doesn't it? All right, back to serve. Adela Shohome. Now Sydney comes back to the second row and delivers a perfect set to number 12, Brooke Kincaid, another freshman. Look at that smile. Bang, my goodness. I think it's a better feeling than a dunk. I really do. All right, now back to serve. Sela, and I've never really dunked a ball. I've come close, but I never could do it at my height even. All right, now, look at that quick set and serve. Number 12, Gleason to number 10, Ray Pierce. Bang, she just slapped it, and she was able to direct it to the side of the block. You want athletes, these women are athletes. They can do things in midair. Incredible. Near side, Sailor Fridley tipped at the net. Now the set to the far side, the kill shot deep. Sela Lenk saves it. Sydney to Sailor, delivers the kill shot. Do you think the Friedleys have a permanent volleyball net in their backyard? They might go out there in the winter and play. Hard to beat that sister combination, isn't it? All right, 9-8, now back to serve. Ava Jackson, second row. Oh, you know, why is that not carrying the ball? And that's what it is. Basketball was my main sport. There was no boys. In fact, there still isn't any boys volleyball in high school sports. Now there is, starting this year. We'll be bringing those matches in the spring, I'm told. But that was carrying. Point to the Red Knights, they're up by 2, and Ava Jackson finds pay dirt on that serve. And now the Red Knights have their largest lead of game 2. They're up 3, 11-8. Ava Jackson looks to the bench, nods her head, pounds that ball, the jump serve, into the net, just into the top tape. And that net looks a little bit more taut than I've seen other nets. And that can make a difference, right? How tight they pull that thing. All right, now back to serve. That is Haley Hansen, and she goes long and gives a point and the service back to the Red Knights. They lead by 3 now, 12-9, and that one, Sydney Friedley, a rare mistake, unforced error. Gives the ball back to the Spartans, and number 12 will now serve. That's Baylor Gleason, a sophomore. Very competitive match here. Playoff sports, there's nothing better. And look at that block, and look at the left-handed pump fist by number 7, Cullen Winter. Winter and Shohome are a formidable force on that front row. Now Sailor Fridley pounding that ball. You just feel the urgency and the intensity. Nice save by number 2, Hansen for Orono. Sailor Friedley took a little bit off of that, just enough to keep that in play. Now the quick shot, blocked at the net. Jackson to Sydney. Behind her back to Avery Minor. And there is the results. 14-10. Look at the behind the back. That's the only way I know how to call it. It's like a behind the back pass in basketball, and that's what that is. I almost want to say it's behind the head pass, but that doesn't sound as good. Behind the back, oh, and the miscommunication on the front row. And now a timeout as Coach Abby Perrin comes off the bench. Her team was staying with them, but now this is the largest deficit of the night, including game 1, and a smart timeout in my estimation by Abby Perrin, the head coach, and there she is. Interesting to watch the coaching styles. Most, if not all, of the visiting teams, as we look at the packed crowd there on the far side. Red Knights, they've got the pom-poms, but as I was going to say, Coach Abby Perrin, you know, they stand and talk, and I really like how Coach Michael Becker sits his team down. He gets on one knee, the reserves huddled around. And look at those two having a great night with the popcorn. Huh? And what a great, gorgeous time of year. We're not outdoors, but let me tell you what, they could play this outdoors. It's late October, 52 degrees, beautiful sunny day here in Minnesota. This is why we really love living here, is for this weather that we've had. It's been just spectacular. And it's also just as spectacular to be here broadcasting this match on ParkTV 16 Sports. Okay, timeout over with. Obviously, Orono trying to take the momentum away from the Red Knights with the timeout. Let's see if it has an effect, and it did. These timeouts have an effect time and time again at any level of any sport. And a great timeout by Perrin. Got a point back. Now they're just within 4. Back to serve, number 3. That's Rachel Johnson. She's a sophomore. Back row, Ava Jackson. Sydney Freely over behind the back to Avery Miner, and she went for too much. Gives a point to Orono. Now they're back within 3. This match, this game is mirroring very much game 1. 15-12 now, back to serve again, Johnson. And leaning in was Kincaid to dig that out. Now Shoholm, and she is wide left. Unless it was tipped at the net, it was not. Point goes to 16 for the Red Knights. They're now 9 from the victory in game 2. And another 4-point lead. Back to serve, number 18 for the Red Knights, Jocelyn Hawkinson Jr. Clips the net. Kill shot, blocked at the net beautifully by number 16, Black. And another block and a point for the Red Knights. What great defense at that front line. Led by Sophia Black, number 16, in the middle. On either side of her was Kincaid and Avery Miner. Now back to serve is 18, Jocelyn Hawkinson. 8 points from the victory in game 2. Shoholm delivers. And that is what the doctor ordered if you're a Spartan fan. Get it in the crosshairs for number 8, Adela Shoholm. Big time Swedish name, Shoholm, isn't it? SJO. Now the kill from deep. It was almost mid-range between the first and second row by number 12, Kincaid. Couldn't get it to go. Point goes to Orono. They have the serve, and back to serve is Cullen Winter. She moves quickly. Sailor Friedley. Oh my God, her sister Sydney saved it, but not quite well enough. Black couldn't execute the point back over the net. Gives the point to the Spartans. Now they're back within 2. And this all changed because of the timeout called by their coach, Abby Perrin. Brilliant timeout by her. Now, back row. Sailor to Sydney, to Miner, and into the net. Missed-time jump. She may have been intimidated by the blocking ability. Now, timeout this time by Coach Michael Becker. And this is a chess match, isn't it? As I think we're going to go down to the wire in game 2, and you wouldn't want to have it any other way. And look at this kid having a good time with, I'm going to guess that's his father, and maybe his wife and another child. Look at that. Just fun to see families here enjoying this. No, yep, I'll take it. And then the folks behind them. This is what sports does, right? It brings people together. As we look at Michael Becker, and he's got his work cut out for him. He needs to keep his team on edge here. They're just up by 1. Hard to believe that their records are so different. And there are the brackets. There's Delano number 1. I think they're ranked number 1 in the state. And then you got Northfield at the bottom. I think they're ranked like 3rd. And then you've got the Red Knights. They're ranked 8th. This is basically state tournament type stuff right here in the sections. And now Kincaid delivers. Number 12, another freshman. And now Avery Miner, another freshman. Spoken all kinds of things about her. Now with the left hand to the second row. The set to the far side, the kill shot, it's in by number 9. Amelia Hawley keeps the Spartans within 1, and now who the Red Knights don't want to see at the service line is number 8, Adela Shohom. And she is an outstanding player for the Spartans. Trying to give her team a boost here with her left hand. She finds Pater deep in the second row. And we're tied at 18. Remember, in game 1, we were tied at 23. I think we were tied at 25. And now we're tied at 18. Remember, the Red Knights had a 5-point lead earlier. And then the timeout by Coach Perrin. Ava Jackson mishandles that. And I said it is not a good sign for our Red Knights with Amelia Shohom at the service line. She's got 2 now and a lead. And now the Spartans are 6 points from tying this up at 1 game apiece in the best of 5. And I'm not smart enough to know what Amelia Shohom is doing, but she's doing it, and it's because of her talent. Can she keep her focus there? Let's see. She was I don't need to say it. I don't want to be critical, but she was celebrating and having a good time with her teammates on the sideline. And what struck me is stay focused, and she didn't, and she put it into the net. I hope that's not overly harsh. It's just what I'm observing there. But I think she lost her focus, and she lost that point, and she gave it to the Red Knights, and now they have it back, and now they got another point. It's those little things that can make a difference. Now we're tied at 20. And the Red Knights are coming right back. Now that's Sela Link. And if I'm a Red Knight, I take advantage of that psychologically and every other way. They're not ready to win, I would think, if I was a Spartan. Well, maybe they are ready to win. I stand corrected by number 10, Ray Pierce, the senior. And now they're up 21-20. And back to serve is number 9, Amelia Hawley. Back row, well played, deep. Now Sydney, and they got it. Oh my goodness. Number 16, Sophia Black, found a great opening. It was very soft in the middle. We're tied at 21 in game 2. Remember, they were tied at 25 at the end of game 1. Wow, tips the tape at the net. The quick set, Sydney to Minor, and number 18, Hawkinson. All she was trying to do, and she knows, she feels a little fortunate. She's like, what am I gonna do here? I just gotta get it over, and she, I think, mishit it a little bit, which may have actually made the point successful. A good miss. 22-21, back row, played by 2, Hansen. Hansen now blocked at the net by Hawkinson. Now Sydney Freely to Hawkinson again, and she gets it to go. How about number 18, Jocelyn Hawkinson, the star in the last 3 points. Right there, number 18, making it happen for the Red Knights. They're up by 2 with 2 to go. Right there, she delivers the snap kill shot. And nothing the front row for the Spartans could do. And timeout this time by Abby Perrin, 23-21. And there she is, urging her team on. They were so close to getting game number 1. They were down, much like this match, or this game of this match. And here they were down 5. They tied it. They had the lead a few moments ago. Now they're down 2 with 2 to go. Red Knights timeout to take the momentum away. So can the Red Knights close this out? Well, back to serve, the senior. The only senior on the team, I should add, I'm just looking at the program here, is Ava Jackson. Will her experience bring it home for the Red Knights in game 2? We'll see right here. The block at the net by Sydney Freely. And guess who else? Number 18, Jocelyn Hawkinson. How important has Jocelyn Hawkinson been to this game? And now we're at game point, 24-21. Ava Jackson, the senior, trying to bring it home and get a commanding 2-0 lead in this best of 5. Well played by Hansen in the second row. The dink shot, Sailor Friedley, Sydney back to Sailor. Didn't have a lot on it. Chance for the Orono Spartans. They go to Showholm, their star. She wasn't in a great position. That one falls into the net, gives the Red Knights their 25th point. They win game number 2, 25-21. They lead the best of 5, 2-0. You're watching ParkTV 16 Sports. Stay around for game number 3. Glad you're with us.
American soldier. I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are at intermission between games 2 and 3, and there is our results of games 1 and 2, and you can see how competitive it's been here. The Red Knights won the first one 27-25, the second one 25-21. It's been very competitive. The Spartans have hung in there right with the Red Knights, and just not quite enough to get over the hump. Now they're looking at game 3. And this is pivotal, obviously. If the Red Knights get the win in game 3, they win this one, and they'll move on to the semifinals of the 6-3A section tournament, and they will take on the winner of Northfield-Richfield. The number 2 seed Northfield is likely to win. They're at home tonight. If they win and Northfield wins, the Red Knights will be on the road. They'll be on the hour-long journey down Interstate 35 to take on Northfield, and if they get that far, then they'll be on the road, most likely to Delano. Okay, but they got to get game 3, and that's a great start by number 2, Sydney Friedley. She takes the chest bump from Avery Minor, and the Red Knights are off to a great start here in game 3, and there she is, Sydney Friedley. One of the many talented players, and that is a great serve, and now a chance. Sydney, all the way from the service line to do the set, gives it to Avery Minor, and the Orono Spartans handle it very well. That's a set off the mark. Hawkinson saves it. Now a chance near side, and it's gonna go to the Red Knights. Avery Minor wins that tip-off right here. Look at Avery Minor, she's just ready. That is, I'm not schooled on volleyball, but that looked like great fundamental volleyball for Avery Minor, because she wasn't even looking where the ball is. She took her position over there and waited and made that play. 2-1 now, Red Knights, but the serve now with the Spartans. That's number 12, Baylor Gleason. Back second row, Celia Link, Sydney Friedley. Where doesn't she play? She's all over the place. Awesome. You know what else was awesome? Was that well-placed shot by the second row Spartans. And they tied it 2. They are so competitive, they just can't quite get over the hump and take these Red Knights down late. But they hang with them every step of the way. It's gotta be frustrating for them. Now Sailor Friedley gets it to go, and the tandem at that net attempting the block, and they've been successful many times tonight. Cullen Winter and Adela Shom couldn't quite get that one. They're down 3-2, and now Sailor Friedley as Celia Link checks out. Ava Jackson checks in, the lone senior. And Sailor Friedley to the second row. And that's a big-time serve by her. They were unable to handle it in the second row for the Spartans. And now Sailor Friedley, I love the way she bounced that ball. It's like chewing gum, just bang. Let's go. Back row, another powerful serve. Has the Spartans on their heels. Sydney Friedley, Ava Jackson, the bump to Avery Minor, blocked at the net. That's gonna give the Spartans a chance, and they convert. Number 7, Cullen Winter with the quick snap kill shot. And this game is mirroring all the other games. Spartans hanging in there every step of the way until the end. Now back to serve, number 3, Rachel Johnson. Back row, Kincaid near side. Hawkinson finds a wide open corner. 5-3 Red Knights, and they are cruising now. Nobody home in that back corner. All right, whistle. Back to serve, number 18, Jocelyn Hawkinson with the shot. Second row. Tipped at the net. Sydney comes up. Behind the back, set to Avery Minor. You really don't see more joy than in volleyball when they score. Look at that. Just, you're using your whole body, right? You arc your back, your neck, and you just bring it. It's good therapy. If you have any frustrations in your life, go play volleyball. They'll go away. Another great serve by the Red Knights has the Spartans sprawling, and there you can see the coach trying to coach. Well, she is not trying, she is coaching and doing a great job. Interesting how she's actually trying to teach the fundamentals there, and that's really what this is all about. We're all just trying to get better, but right now her Spartans are down 4, and this is the earliest deficit they've had in either of the 2 first games, and there's another great serve by Sailor Friedley. Timeout by Abby Perrin. Her team now down 5. And there we get to look at the brackets again. And I'm sorry I didn't bring the newspaper clippings I meant to bring, but Delano, number 1, Northfield, number 2. They're both ranked in the state tournament rankings, and so is Benilde. So you have 3 teams in the top 10 in this section alone. So this is the state tournament, if you ask me. And then you've got Orono, who played the Red Knights earlier this month and took them to a 5th game of the set. So that's almost like, even though their record is 9 and whatever it is, 16. I feel bad that their record is that poorly. It's not even that bad, I guess, but you know, they're 5 games under 500, but they just seem so much better than that. It just tells you how competitive the West Metro is in volleyball. All right, back to live action. 8-3 now, following the timeout. Let's see if Coach Perrin's timeout takes away the momentum. They got that serve in. That's what they hoped for at first. Now the kill shot, tipped at the net, and it did. You know, if you're a coach and you call a timeout and you get the desired result you want, you got to feel good about what you're doing. And that was a great decision by Perrin as she stops the momentum. 8-4 now, back to serve. That's number 7, Cullen Winter. Second row, Sailor Friedley. Sydney, the tip by Avery Minor. What great athleticism there by Avery Minor. Just the tip, just right there. Oh, I think I'll do that instead. Point, Red Knights, back up by 5. Now, Avery Minor back to serve. And you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And number 1, is that number 1? I don't have do I have a name for her? Not on the official program, but that was a brilliant shot by number 1, and I'll try to see if I can get her name from an alternative source, but that was a great shot. She's just checked in, and she looks like the tallest player for the Orono Spartans. I don't know why we haven't seen her earlier. Now near side, Kincaid gets that to go. The Spartans can't recover. 10th point for the Red Knights. Back to a 5-point lead, their largest. Yeah, I don't have a name for number 1. So we're gonna call her number 1. Nothing bad about that. Who wouldn't want to be called number 1? And she is the tallest woman out there, just by eyesight. And she has played well in her first minute. There's Sydney Friedley with the quick, and now number 1 gets her 2nd point. So she's been out there for 2 points, and she's got 2 straight points. Where has she been all my life? Number 1, I'm sorry I don't have her name. I'm not doing her justice. but I can speak of the superlatives of how well she's playing. Now back to serve, number 9, Amelia Hawley. Back row, Link, Sydney Freely to Sailor. She went far and went too far. And now here come the Spartans as they creep back in. Now they're down by 3. And I think this is a story for number 1. Didn't play the first 2 games at all. If she did, I didn't notice her. She didn't make any points, but right now she's making her presence felt. And number 1 goes again. Huh? Who is this masked woman? Who is this mysterious player for her Orono Spartans? And she's looking at her coach there. Look at the high fives. 3 in a row. Bringing her team within 2 of the Red Knights. Now back to serve, number 9, Holly. Jackson, Sydney Freely to Sailor. The block at the net. Jackson, Sailor Freely had to take something off of it, a chance with a good set here. The fake to number 1. And there was an infraction at the net by the Spartans. And that ended that rally, and the point and the service goes back to the Red Knights. They lead by 3 still. There's Coach Michael Becker urging on his team. I'm gonna find out the name of number 1 at the break, if there is a break, because if the Red Knights hold on here, the match will be over and the broadcast will be over. But suffice to say, number 1 has been impressive for the Spartans, but they still are now down again by 4. And this Red Knight team, there's a reason why they're ranked in the top 10. And that's one of them right there, Sela Link. My goodness, this Red Knight team, almost all underclassmen. Mostly freshmen and sophomores, and Ava Jackson. And there she is, Ava Jackson, right on cue. 5-point lead again, their largest of the night. Sailor Freely to Sydney, back to Sailor. Point, Red Knights. The sister combination. The sister, I don't know. It's a great combination, hard to beat. Now Ava Jackson, 6-point lead into the net, gives the point back, 5-point lead. But the Red Knights now halfway through game 3 with a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. And player number 1 sits down and she's getting congratulated on the sidelines. I don't know what her backstory is, but I think I like it a lot, and I wish I knew what it was to bring it to you. But that was impressive. You can still see her right there in the lower left-hand corner talking about her experience out there. All right, now back to serve. Second row, Link. She goes deep. Sydney to Sailor. Partially blocked at the net. Now a chance. The kill shot by number 7, Winter, is good for the Spartans, and they're hanging in there, down 3 at 14-11. Very competitive, very entertaining here. There's number 1 right there. If you don't know your name, being called number 1 is a good substitute, right? If the Spartans pull this out, I'm going to go down and find the name for the scores, Taylor, and bring it to you. All right, now timeout on the court. Spartans back within 2. This is a carbon copy of games 1 and 2. Red Knights get to a lead, and they always hold on to it. Then the Spartans come back, bring it within 2. Timeout, game shift, and there is Coach Abby Perrin. She's doing a spectacular job with this Orono team. And again, hard to believe they're 9-14 on the year. As good as they appear to me, and as well as they are playing these Red Knights, their schedule just must be that tough, as I think it is. The western suburbs are really good at volleyball. And look at these fans here. They are having a great time. They are totally engaged. Lots of red, pom-poms. Very knowledgeable home crowd here at Benilde-St. Margaret's. Okay, following the timeout, back to serve. That's number 2, Haley Hansen. Now Sydney Freely with the dink shot. See the link, couldn't handle it. And we got a match, don't we? Spartans following the timeout. Now they're just within one. Back to serve, Haley Hansen, the senior. Jump serve, in. Sela Link can't handle it. Now a chance with a good set and a kill shot, and it was. Great set by number 12, Baylor Gleason. Number 12 gets credit right there. Look at that. Perfectly placed and look at that launch angle by number 2, Haley Hansen. Or was that Rachel Johnson? I think it was Rachel Johnson. Now that's Haley Hansen. She's serving. Another great serve. Ava Jackson can't handle it, but guess who can? Number 2 at the front row, Sydney Friedley, answers right back, gives them the 1-point lead. Now they're 10 from the match with a 2-0 games lead. Sydney Friedley, back row, the set, the block at the net. Hawkinson, number 8 and 18. Number 8 is, of course, Avery Minor. There she is, along with 18, Jocelyn Hawkinson. And Sydney Friedley, second row, set, dink shot. And was that a carry? What are they talking about here? And point to Orono. 16-14, back to serve. Baylor Gleason, the sophomore, jump serve. Second, goes long. Little adrenaline rush there by Orono, gives the point. And the privilege to serve to the Red Knights. Now it's Sailor Friedley. And that is a patented pounding of the ball. Quickly, back row. Misplayed, unfortunately for the Spartans, by Rachel Johnson. 18-15 now, 3-point lead. And it's those little things that might be the difference in why the Red Knights are going to sweep here tonight. Dink shot, blocked at the net by 18 and 8, Jocelyn Hawkinson and Avery Minor. They have a synergy, those two right over there. That's their second block at the net. Well played. Timeout on the court with that last point by the Red Knights. They open up another 4-point lead with 6 to go. And things are looking good for Coach Michael Becker on his knee. Speaking eye level with his players there on the bench. You know, you don't have to hear what he's saying to appreciate what he's saying. Just his body language, just his conveying expertise, caring, cohesiveness, and just the team element there. You can tell that's a great culture. And I will say the same thing from my observations of watching the Orono Spartans. They also have that same with their coach, Abby Perrin. Both these teams have just been a joy to watch here tonight. You just can't beat this high school sports entertainment with all the pizzazz and pro sports and the bombardment and the noise and the pumped in. There's no pumped in atmosphere here. You don't need that. The game itself is enough entertainment to bring excitement and entertainment to sports. Glad you're with us here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Okay, now Sailor Friedley, back row. Service in. Well done there that time by Rachel Johnson for the Spartans. Now Shoholm, we haven't heard from her in a while in game 3. Look for her to make her mark, but guess who's making her mark? It's number 8. The college target right there. Oh, she was gonna go to the big hammer with the left hand. She goes, no, in midair. I think I'm gonna go with the right hand and get the point instead. Who teaches that? You can't teach it. That's just talent. And there's Avery Minor now with the hammer, and she gets the point. 20-15 Red Knights. They lead by 5, and they have 5 to go, and they are closing in on the sweep in this quarterfinal matchup. And the student section is on their feet to my right here. They sense victory, as they should. Now, the quick kill shot goes long on Winter. It was a beautiful set. She got all ball, just sailed long. And now a 6-point lead, which I think might be the largest of the night for the Red Knights. And they are 3 points from the sweep and the victory to move on to the semifinals. Sailor Friedley, Ava Jackson, Sydney behind the back to Avery Minor, and she's got 3 kills in a row. The freshman right there, number 8. gives the Red Knights their 23rd point and their largest lead. And you talk about closing the deal, the Red Knights are doing that right now. That killer instinct with another kill shot by Hawkinson. And we've got game point. Not only do we have game point, we've got match point. The fans are on their feet on the far side. They're on their feet on the near side. The Red Knights, they're ranked in the top 10. They're going for the state tournament. And this is their launch pad right here in the quarterfinal on ParkTV 16 Sports. Sailor Friedley for the match. Back row. Sydney to Miner. She dinks it this time and she gets it. Avery Miner killed the last 4 points to bring the Red Knights to victory in Game 3. And they get the sweep in the quarterfinals, 3-0. And they will move on, likely to face Northfield in the semifinals. That'll take place on Friday, October 25th. Go to Northfield and watch it. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with ParkTV 16 Sports, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. My name is Robert Christensen. Have a great night. Red Knights win. They move on.